Okay, as someone who finds himself jumping on a lot of airplanes to shoot for work, I really appreciate the new trend in lighting to get super awesome lights in a very small form factor, because every single inch and ounce matters when you're flying around the country. And that is why I want to take a look here today at what one of my favorite companies, Amaran, has done, and really what this little Amaran Halo 100X is, and if it's something that might make sense for you if you're out there looking for a super compact light that doesn't basically limit your creativity. Oh hey, and if you want to do me a favor, go ahead and check out, I have a link down below, go check out a movie I wrote and directed called American Deadbolt. And if you want to support independent filmmakers, please do me a favor. It will be so helpful if you went, I'll have a link down below to go to americandeadbolt.com and go ahead and rent or purchase my movie. It would directly go to support independent film and keeping artists like me out there actually working in today's world. Now, full disclosure about this, Amaran did reach out to me about reviewing this light because of the way that I travel, but I am not being paid by them. They do not get to see or comment or have any review of this in any way, shape, or form. They literally sent me a light and asked me to take a look at it, put it through its paces and see if it made sense for me, and to just make an honest video about it, and that is what I'm doing. But as I said, they did send me this light for review, so make sure you keep that in mind as you're watching this review. Now I want to go ahead and dive into what makes this light, in my opinion, really unique and practical. And I think you got to start off first off by talking about the form of this. This is the shape and form here of the light. And a lot of this is actually this little screw-in base right there. If I actually take off the base, I mean, look at this. I'll pop that off. That is the actual light itself. And I'll pull out my phone here. This is my phone compared to the light. So you can see this thing is super efficient and small and easy to use. And it's got this screw-in base here with a 1/4 inch thing. This base comes with it. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there just to make my life a little easier as I talk about it. Who do I think this light is for? And I really see this light being, basically, I think it comes up for 3 major uses, and you have to decide if these are one of these uses that would make sense for you. Now, number one, this light, just because of its size, I think obviously this thing is really designed for tighter studio or environmental spaces. So if you're someone that needs to pack professional level lighting, looks, and events in a tighter space or a home, this will be like a corner of your house, maybe a garage in your home environment, this is something that's really gonna go. You can put a ton of these in there and it's not gonna take over the whole amount of your studio space with lights. The second major area that I think this really makes sense, if you are someone like me who does a lot of travel and work travel, these are an absolute godsend to have something this small you can take with you. Know you've got 100 watts of really good power with you. If you do a lot of traveling, this is something that's going to make a lot of sense. And really the third area that I think this would really appeal to creators out there is if you're just someone that's looking for a great budget line of lights that can further boost your kit, and more importantly, boost your kit, but you can grow with it as you continue to build it up. This thing, because it is an Amaran line, because it does have this seamless integration with the Aperture lighting system and those apps, mean that this can grow with you over several years, no matter how big your kit gets. This is going to be something that really goes into, makes a nice addition to your kit. Now, even though this thing is small, that does not mean it does not pack a heck of a punch. This thing is brighter than the previous Amaran 100X, even though it comes in at roughly about 1/3 of the size. So they have a stated output of this thing of 48,900 lux at about 1 meter distance. And it does all that while giving you a wider beam angle of about 85 degrees. And the best part about this beam and tiny body, you get all of that without compromising the most important thing I think about, which is the mount. That's right, even though this thing is super small, this puppy still comes with a full-size Bowens mount attached to it. That means that every single accessory you have, or will ever have for the most part, you can use on this super compact light. And this right there makes this instantly usable. I know a lot of smaller lights you have to compromise on mini Bowens mounts or other modifiers. And I love the fact I don't want to have different modifiers. I want one mount that can go on all my lights. And this thing right here gives me that ability to get a full-size Bowens mount on there with no problem. Now the X in the Halo X actually stands for bicolor, not RGB. Now that being said, this is a bicolor light and it gives you a CCD range of 2700 all the way up to 6600 Kelvin. And like all Amaran lights, the light quality is going to be very, very high fidelity and look really good. It has a CRI of 96 and a TLCI of 97, which means your skin tones are going to look right, and anything you light is not going to have those weird kind of magenta peaks you sometimes get in cheaper LED lights. Now the light itself is very, very simple and intuitive to work with. You can see on the back just how simple and clean the layout is. There's two major buttons here on the side, and then you have two additional buttons here on the back. And they're just really simple and they are incredibly intuitive. You basically have a button here that you can dial up the intensity, and if you click on it, it can let you quickly go through some presets like 25, 50, 75, 100, or back down to 0. And if I come over here, I can go and now I can easily dial in my temperature and change my color temperature. I'll go make this up a little bit more so you can see that changing, just so you can see it. And once again, you can click this and it'll click through some preset range if you want to go fast. But hey, I'm someone that likes to dial it all in. We can do that pretty good. Now it's got a menu button right here. You can cut it power, cut it on and off, and then it has basically a back and forth button. There's also one other aspect of this thing that I really, really liked, and that is you can actually have a studio mode on this light. And that tells you everything you need to know about the professional aspects of this light. And I know you're gonna say, what's a studio mode? Well, a studio mode, I'm gonna dial this down so it's not just blowing out the background, but a studio mode is really, really nice on lights like this if you have a home studio like I have set up here. Because what it means is that it's gonna basically go, whenever you cut the power off on the light, it's just gonna cut back on right exactly the same way it was. So if you are looking to build up a light system for a home studio and a YouTube or content creator, this is really gonna make your life easy, because that means you can put it all on a power strip, hit one button, and it's all back exactly the same every time after you set it the first time. In addition to the simple controls, there's actually a huge bonus in my opinion, and that is the fact that you can see right here, it says it has NFC to it. And that means you can basically come up to the light and get one tap pairing here with the Amaran app. Now the reason why this NFC pairing is so important is because it allows you to tap into this Sidus Link app. And this Sidus app is really, really important because it basically lets you control both Amaran and aperture lights. It's an entire professional lighting ecosystem that you have access to with this very, very affordable light. And if you come in here, this is one of those things that I would say, no matter how you look at a light today, you don't truly unlock the full capacity of it unless you're using the app. It really unlocks all of the controls in a much more easier, simple fashion. And this thing allows for wireless control from up to 262 feet away. So you can really put it away and dial it in there. And if you come here and look at the app, you can see that the app gives you the ability, you can really control, dial in your intensity, dial in your color temperature. You can come over to the effects and access all the effects you want, and dial in the basically intensity and frequency of the effects. Or if you're someone and maybe you want to do dimming design, you can actually control how your curves are done. So having this app is just really, really nice to have and really unlocks the full capacity of it. And what I love about this is I can have this Amaran light, and because I can use it with this Sidus Link, once I go up and get more professional lights, all of this will go in seamlessly, and I can keep this as I grow up. It's a future-proof light because I can grow with my system as I go on. And at the end of the day, if you're someone that wants even more remote control over your light, there's actually an optional DMX adapter that you can buy that gives you DMX control for the light. So even though this is an affordable entry-level light, it packs a lot of professional features that will let you grow, whether you're a super small one-man band or you're bringing it into a bigger kind of team professional setting. Now, as far as powering this thing goes, there's two main options to power it. You can see right here, we have an obvious DC port that is powering it right now. That's gonna basically treat like every light. But what I like about this, because this is so small, you can actually power this through a PD port up here. Now, Amaran does make an optional AC lock adapter called the Amaran Peak, and that'll basically let you get, the Amaran Peak lets you get basically 40 minutes at 100%, which is pretty good. But if you're someone like me, why not think about doing it with an actual V-mount? And if you have a V-mount that has a USB out on it, well, check this out. You can actually plug it in right here, and boom, it's gonna power right on. Now, it's gonna tell me that the current power supply only supports a maximum brightness of 45 45%. So that is one of the things about having maybe those ACE E-lock adapters. But a lot of times when I'm using this, I want to have it at like 3-4%, maybe 10%. I'll be putting it maybe in a ball or something like that. And I just want to have a small little battery operated light. Maybe I want to have an accent. This allows me to have that option. And as you can see, I could easily take this, put it on a pole, and now I have a portable battery source with me that can run right here on a V-mount, as long as you're okay knowing that it's gonna max out at 45%. So once again, this is a really, really nice travel option if you're someone out there that wants different options with what you want. If you wanna go further, then go ahead and look at those ACE E-lock adapters that come from Amaran. Now, whenever I do a review of anything, I always like to point out what I consider any rooms for improvement, just so you're fully aware of what this is and what it isn't, if it makes sense for you. Now, this thing does I haven't seen anything that I can knock about the light or the light quality itself, and man, I dig this form factor. But you do need to be aware that this thing, it comes in at $169, so it's very, very affordable, but you're not going to get a light reflector that comes with the kit. This is what you get right here, and of course, the plug to plug it in. So if you need a light reflector, if you don't have any laying around, you're going to need to make sure you pick one up extra. That's not a big deal if you're like me that has like 40 of them laying around, but if you are someone that's new, that's just getting into and wants to maybe have a reflector dome to control it, just know that doesn't come with a kit. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much my thoughts here on the Amaran Halo 100X, a really, really powerhouse little 100-watt light with a form factor that really, really makes a big difference in so many areas that I take it. Anyway, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Leave me notes and comments down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.